Hello everyone, this is Caroline again. So in this segment I want to talk a little bit about what do you do when a giant boulder crashes into your life path. You know, it seems like in 2012 this has happened to so many people, more than ever before. And I have analyzed it a little bit, especially in the last 6 months. I have had many boulders crash into my path. And it's interesting, if you are lucky enough to find your passion and your purpose, which I did, and you're all excited, so excited that you can't even sleep sometimes, and you're at point A and you want to go to point B and you draw a straight line and you're cruising down that road, and then somebody with a giant boulder launcher launches a giant boulder and it lands right in the middle of your road. So it crashes down, it knocks you back, kind of knocks the wind out of you a little bit. Eventually you get up, you brush yourself off, you kind of analyze this big boulder that looks like a small mountain, and you ask yourself, do I have enough energy, enough money left, enough of what it takes to climb over that boulder? Well, maybe not. Maybe the boulder was big enough that it took quite a few of your assets. Emotional energy, physical energy, financial well-being. So what do? You find a way around it. And as you're searching for a pathway around that boulder, you find that you're taken to people that have gifts for you, and to other people that you have gifts for. And when you come around the other side of the boulder, you find that you are a better, stronger, better version of you. More amazing version of you. That you've learned, you have grown, and you're proud of yourself for what you've overcome. That really is the silver lining behind the big cloud. So you're going on. This is my little story from the last 6 months. Made it around the first boulder, feeling really good. Starting to pick up some momentum again, and that giant boulder launcher launches another boulder that lands in your path again. This one knocks you back once again, maybe a little bit harder this time, knocks a little bit more of the energy and the wind out of you. But you eventually stand up, like I did, dust yourself off again, and you figure out, well, maybe there's a pathway around this boulder and this along this side, because I definitely don't have the energy left to climb over the top of this one. And eventually you make your way around, and the whole same thing happens, and you gain more assets and more connections, and you become a better, stronger person in your business, in your personal life, in your spiritual life, because you've gone around that big boulder. And sometimes those boulders keep coming. And after you've had 4 or 5 of them, you can end up, as I did, in such a deep hole with no energy, very limited resources, and find yourself crawling. And you're literally trying to crawl around the next boulder, trying to make it through the day, trying to take care of your children, trying to take care of your day-to-day activities, and struggling. And this is where I found myself at. And about 3 weeks ago, my whole energy field started going down. And I'm a healer. I know how to help people. I have some amazing tools. And I just could not seem to get my energy level up. So I started getting an ear infection about a week ago. And in my experience as a healer, people usually end up coming to you as a naturopath after they've exhausted all of their other resources in traditional allopathic medicine. So you get the tough cases. And the one thing that I've learned over the years is that you pay attention, that the body talks. Your body will tell you, give you clues as to what's going on. So I thought, okay, anything chronic usually has to do with an issue. So I thought, what am I not hearing? And a couple of nights ago, I laid down and prayed about it. And I thought, okay, God, what am I not listening to? And I got very, very clear on something. that the reason that my energy field was so drained is because my heart was broken. It's literally like bleeding to death energetically. And my heart was broken because I had refused to forgive the people with the boulder launcher. I had resentment and mainly hurt. I was mainly just plain hurt. And so I did that a couple of nights ago and really truly forgave the people with the boulder launcher and sent them love and light. And every time I've thought of them since, I've sent them love and light and wished them well on their way. I don't want to go back into business with them, but I can forgive them. And I figured ultimately, I mean, we just went through Easter. And you think about this, it's like Jesus is on the cross. He's had spikes pounded through his hands and feet. He's had thorns jammed into his head. He's had a sword thrust into his side. And you know what he says? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. He knew, Jesus knew, that for him to come back, I believe this anyway, I think he understood human nature and the design of the human body, the miraculous design that God designed, that we cannot hold on to hurt and pain, because our heart is our energy center. And that to literally bring our energy back into the moment and quit and be able to heal that wound that is allowing all your energy to drain out, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. And if Jesus is on the cross and can do that to the people that persecuted him to that degree, I think there's nothing that's unforgivable here. I hear a lot of people through time say, well, they did something unforgivable or said something unforgivable. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I think that anything is forgivable. Doesn't mean you have to go back, but it means you need to forgive. And a lot of people feel anger, but underneath that is pain. And if you look at the research and the statistics, you know, we used to believe that the brain is the energy center of the whole body, that the toroidal flow of energy stems from the brain. It's the master control center, the electromagnetic output center. And what we found now is, you know, the heart is the center. It's thousands of times more powerful. The whole electromagnetic field revolves around the heart. And if your heart is damaged, guess what happens with your whole toroidal field of energy? All of your energy of your body, it gets distorted. Physical anomalies start happening. You get ear infections, you get extremely low energy to where you're crawling through your life, barely surviving. So I would like to challenge you today. If there is a pain, a heartache that you've been hanging on to, please forgive that person. Please forgive that person for your sake. That is something you need to be able to go on and have a happy, healthy, powerful life. Be blessed.